Hello, this is Randy. I am openly secular, and I have a colossal discrepancy in the very fundamentals of Christianity and Islam that I have never heard addressed that you've got to hear. You've probably heard about me from my YouTube or other channels like YouTube called From Religion to Reality. I have been taking steps to become openly secular recently. However, discrepancies with Christian dogmas and beliefs have bothered me subconsciously with intellectual dissonance from as soon as I was able to form logical thought. I was indoctrinated in the LDS or Mormon religion by an overbearing and abusive father who physically and sexually abused us if we doubted his beliefs or church views by beating us on our bare bottoms with a wooden paddle with holes drilled in it. The mental dissonance of a supposedly staunch, self-reported Christian, quote-unquote, using brute force and violence to indoctrinate in a religion had its impact in making me believe in the fantasy and deception for many years. However, in July of 2014, while doing research on the illusion of government, I started on a path of discovery that changed my life forever and for the better. I opened my first major YouTube channel and posted my first video on July 11th, 2014. But it wasn't until the next month, August of 2014, that the revelation of the illusion of the Bible God concept exploded in my face. So a year ago, while searching for answers, and after a quiet reflection and the exchange of ideas with other people who had freed themselves from the fantasy, delusion, illusion, and myth of religious claims and the God hypothesis, I also recognized the fact that I must also accept. Just today I was contemplating the beautiful diversity of the human races in the world. From the beginning, the Bible collection and Quran collection of myths have contained a fable that not only was implausible, irrational, preposterous, and absurd, and totally defied logic and reason, but was contradictory to the scientific discovery of the 21st century as pertaining to genetics. The story of Adam and Eve in a garden called Eden was not only unscientific and fallaciously untenable, it was just plain false and unfounded on anything other than primitive Bronze Age myths of thousands of years ago. In fact, this unmistakably blaring evidence is conspicuously staring at us and in our face, or rather, in the face of humankind and others. Let me explain. Have you ever wondered on the origin of all the genetic diversity of the human species? How could two parents, an Adam and Eve, be the source of all the genetic variants we have in modern humankind? Why are there Chinese and Japanese, blacks and white, aborigines, etc.? Even if Christians accept the fundamentals of natural selection as the reason for the unique genetic expression, the time frame for this would never have been sufficient in the number of generations claimed in the Bible collection of myths for genetic variation to occur and to be produced to give the differences demonstrated and exhibited by the diversity of the races. Furthermore, about all this tall tale, that the sons of Adam had sex with their sisters in incestuous relationships. However, all empirical data shows that this would have been a genetic disaster. That is why incest is not permitted in modern society. If the offspring are viable, there are almost always genetic deformities. So the scientific community knows that the humankind came from polygenetic sources, and neither the Quran collection nor the Bible collection of myths can go against genetically tested, verified, and established fundamentals of genetics. So that being stated, now on the most important question, if you believe in the Christian myth, then please explain how the Bible collection of myths can overcome this great oversight and blunder by neglecting to explain this fundamental omission. And the same request goes out to those in Islam. Can any believer of the Christian or Islamic myth explain this? I can explain why it was omitted. Nowadays, seeing multiple races is common occurrence. By the time of the primitive Bronze Age men invented the Bible and the Quran collection of myths, they rarely traveled more than a day's walking distance from their home during their entire life. So genetic diversity never even sprung into their primordial thinking. Since there is no reference from either purported religious compilation, anything you submit as a hypothesis, I doubt will even be as plausible. I challenge you, with the warmest regards. But also, this begs the question, why hasn't, quote, Christianity, unquote, addressed this fundamental blunder until now?
If you liked my documentary, please feel free to indicate with a thumbs up. And remember to subscribe to be notified of future contributions.